Welcome to TV20 Classic Sports. I'm your host, Christian Patterson. From all-star matchups to championship games, we've reached into the vault to bring back a part of Cleveland history. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of TV20 Classic Sports.
It's not balmy, but it's awful chilly, and it's that time of year again. It's flag football, city championships. Hello, my name is Tim Wells, and my partner today is a very special guest, the center manager from Michael's Zone, Tom and Otis, and we are going to see 3 championship games. But Tom, yours is on target tonight with the Raiders and the Broncos, who come in with some great records of 7-1 and 6-2. But before we talk about the teams, let's talk a little bit about the 2 coaches.
Raiders, we at number 1 team, we have Gene McKenzie, the head coach. 9-year veteran in the division and a 7th year as a flag football coach. His counterpart tonight is a 3rd-year worker, Lance Knight, who is also a veteran coach in flag football. Gene's philosophy, he's going to try perfect execution and strong defense. Lance, on the other hand, stresses to have his player always play 100% and never give up.
Well, we've talked a little bit about the coaches, Tom. We can see the kids getting ready. But before we go to those player introductions, you know these teams better than anybody because they've been playing over at your field. Give us some of the keys that you see to this game today.
Tim, on the Raiders side of the ball, we're looking at an explosive offense that averaged 44 points a game. Con Vang, 160 points and 25 touchdowns is the key player to watch. And for the Broncos, Demetrius Blackwell, their quarterback, 78 points and 13 touchdowns, will be the player there. Defensively, they both like to stop the run. And let's see what happens tonight, and I think we're going to have an explosive game here.
Well, there you have it, folks. It's going to be the Broncos and the Raiders. Without further delay, we're going to go to our PA announcer, Nate Mumphrey, and meet the players.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to brisk and chilly sold-out Brookside Park as the City of Cleveland Division of Recreation presents the 3rd annual Flag Football House League Championships. Our first game tonight from the Junior Division at Michael J. Zone Recreation Center. We have the Broncos versus the Raiders. And now for the player introductions. First of all, we have the Broncos in the white jersey, number 1, Bessemer Taylor. Number 2, Even Vang. Number 3, Tim Clayton. Number 4, David Davis. Number 5, Brian Smothers. Number 6, Omar Taylor. Number 7, Joseph Nagy. Number 9, Jamon Mims. Number 10, Demetrius Blackwell. And number 11, Sean Shepard. The Broncos are coached by Mr. Lance Knight. And now for the introduction of the Raiders in the black jerseys. Number 2, Con Vang. Number 3, Aaron Scott. Number 4, Jacob Caraballo. Number 5, Zach Edelman. Number 6, Amanda McFoy. Number 7, Darrell Murphy. Number 8, Brandon Calhoun. Number 9, Davis Aguilar. Number 10, Tony Caldwell. And number 11, Nick Ramos. The Raiders are coached by Mr. Gene McKenzie. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I direct your attention to the center of the field where we have the presentation of the colors by the Cleveland Firefighters and the American Legion Post 339. Now may we all please stand for the singing of our national anthem by Mr. Rocco Scotty.
We on? Oh, say can you see o'er the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Go get 'em.
Well, there you have it, the famous Rocco Scotty here to sing the national anthem, and the Broncos and the Raiders. Right here, it's at Brookside Park, Yelder Field. It's the City of Cleveland Flag Football Championship games. Again, we're going to be meeting the referees that are going to be calling the action here today. These are all recreation staff people that have done a tremendous job all year in the leagues that they have been officiating. On the far left is Margaret Kulatz. She'll be the head linesman today. Your head referee next to Margaret is Edwin Santiago from Clark Recreation, William Myers from Kavasik Recreation, rec instructor, and also from Clark Recreation, Frank Montez. There's a lot of experience and a lot of speed with the referee crew here today. Tom, obviously, we're going to be going very soon here to the coin toss and meet actually the sponsors that are really behind this. Things like this just don't happen. But before that we do that, your feeling when we being the center manager, you see these two teams, what's been the feeling around the center with the kids knowing they're going to play here tonight?
Around the center, Tim, everybody's talking about a victory. Both teams expect to score a lot. Both teams expect everyone to pass the ball around and get in that end zone.
With our head referee. Go.
Okay, at this time we're going to go to the center of the field with our head referee, Mr. Edwin Santiago, for the coin toss.
Okay, gentlemen, honorary coin toss here. John and Ezio from the Cleveland Bar Association. Black is the visiting team and will make the call.
You ready?
Tails is called and it lands tails. Black, you've won the toss. You have your choice. White, which goal would you like to defend? Place your back to the goal you want to defend. All right, where you're at. Black has won the toss and will receive. Okay, gentlemen. Good luck.
Okay, there you have it. The Broncos have won the toss. They have decided not to take the choice here, so right now the Raiders have won the toss, and they're going to start with the ball, and we'll be back with the Michael Zone Junior Championship right after this timeout. Well, it's kickoff time. The Raiders and the Broncos in the Michael Zone Junior Championship as Demetrius Blackwell, number 10, will be kicking off for the Broncos. Well, we can see, Tom, here it was a short kick, and before we actually get into the first play, what are some of the rules that our viewers need to be aware about?
Well, Tim, as you saw in the kickoff, when the ball is fumbled like that, the referee will blow the whistle as a safety factor, so there's no pileups. So fumbles are a dead ball with the referee's whistle.
Okay, and will we be using time, or how is the quarters determined?
We're going to play this junior division game. 14 plays will constitute a quarter, and as we get a break, I'll give you some more of the rules as we can move along here.
Well, the Raiders are lined up. As you can see, it's number 11, Nick Ramos at center, to his quarterback, Brandon Calhoun, and he's going to sweep around the left end. Big tackle by number 11 of the Broncos. Sean Shepard picks up his first tackle, and again, you can see with the cold weather, you see right now that the Raiders are going to try to move the ball on the ground.
Tim, another one of our rules as we watch the offense here, there'll be no blocking below the waist, which is another safety factor.
Little pitch here to the outside, and we're looking at Con Vang. Going to get to the outside. Again, we've talked about him earlier in the year, the leading scorer in the league. Scored 160 points, 25 touchdowns. That's one guy they're going to need to stop today, Tom.
Oh, I think that's going to be the key of the defense. Watching Mr. Vang, like you said, he scored 160 points, an explosive, very explosive player.
Okay, we're looking at third down, and it looks about 10 yards to go. Again, we had a pass from Brandon Calhoun to Jarrell Murphy for his first reception of today's game. It's fourth down. Now what the referee's going to do is turn him to find out if they're going to be going for it or if they'll be kicking. Again, they have to declare it in flag football. They've informed the official that they'll be going for it. And again, Tom, they pick up first downs. Obviously, we're not going 10 yards.
In 20-yard segments, the field is designed that way. Lined out, you'll see the cones are marked.
Little pass rush by the Raiders. They've got Convang on the run, and we're looking at a long throw. And a great defensive play by the Broncos, Demetrius Blackwell. And we'll see the Broncos take over for the first series. Again, the Raiders came out and tried to run the football, went deep. As the Broncos come up to the line, we'll give it to you how they're going to be lined up. On offense at center for the Broncos will be number 11, Sean Shepard. Left guard, Jamon Mims. Demetrius Blackwell will be at the top of your screen. David Davis at right guard, Tim Clayton wide receiver. Omar Taylor's lined up in the backfield with Joe Nagy at the helm. Nagy pitches out, little option play.
Nice run there by Demetrius Blackwell on that option pitch going to the outside. He's a speed demon. They'll run that play. You watch it come back again, Tim.
Well, you can see, Tom, early in the game that it's apparent that Coach Lance Knight is determined, hey, we're going to use our speed. He puts the option play right in right off the bat.
One of the keys what Lance wants to try to do, he's going to put as many trick plays into this game as he can.
Okay, second down. This is play number 7 of the first quarter. Well, we see Nagy go down the sideline. You see Bill Myers, official right on top of the call, stepped out of bounds. But it's a big gain of 10 yards and a first down for the Broncos on a 10-yard run by their quarterback, Joe Nagy.
For our viewing audience, it should also be known that every player on offense is an eligible receiver. Anybody can catch the ball thrown from the quarterback.
So we're going to have to make sure that the center and any of those linemen are eligible, and that's one of the unique things. We also see that we have Amanda McFoy out here playing, so this is boys and girls, Tom.
It's a co-ed league all over the city, Tim.
Hey, Mike, you coming back up here?
Nagy with a pitch. A little option pass here. And again, it was number 6 from the Broncos.
Yes.
Omar Taylor came around in. Little lefty there, a little Kenny Stabler action.
There's that trick play, a reverse and a pass off the reverse. Like Coach Knight said, he's going to pull out all the tricks in this game.
Okay, second down, play number 9. First quarter, no score. It's Brookside Park, Elder Field. The Broncos in white, the Raiders in black. Snap to Nagy. This time he fakes the old option. Picks up a couple yards.
Mr. Nagy scored 75 points during the regular season himself, Tim, on 12 touchdowns. Him and Demetrius are the 1-2 punch for these Broncos.
Okay, we can see right here that the Broncos have called time. There you are, it's Joe Nagy, number 7, the 8th grader from Gallagher. And his favorite player, Troy Aikman, Dallas Cowboys. He's also shown that he can win. He's been involved with the swim team in '93 and '95. They were champions. When you talk to the coach, you know, you hear a lot of good things. But let's listen to Gene here for a second.
I know. Don't worry about the team. I need you in the middle. You're the middle linebacker. If you see the ball going to one side, that's the side you have to go to.
Looking at Gene McKenzie, the coach of the Raiders. You hear him telling the linebacker, hey, we need you in the middle.
Seems to be some concern on that Raider defense what to do with this option play with Demetrius Blackwell and Joe Nagy.
And Gene's been in a lot of big games, not just with the youth, but in the midnight basketball program. A lot of the teenage programs at Zone, he's done a tremendous job.
Looks like we may have had a false start here on the offense.
Okay, we're going to go to our official, get the call.
Tip ball. False start. Number 10 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
What would flag football championships be without that blistery cold and a little bit of wind? You know, we just looked at recently in the month of October, we had a great week. I thought it was summer, and all of a sudden, as soon as they knew we were playing, here comes the wind, the cold.
Well, when you start our season playing in September and wind up in October, this is kind of the weather we can expect.
Okay, Nagy sets him, 2 wide to the right. Nagy drops back. And the first sack, the Raiders. They talked about pressure defense. It was the Raiders, number 11, Nick Ramos, who comes up with the first sack. And again, they said that was one of the keys, Tom, put pressure on the quarterback.
And Nick is a 5-year veteran of flag football, big kid, 5'6", 175 pounds. He busted right in there.
There he is, Nick Ramos. Nice job, Nick. Way to come in there. And that's one of the great things about flag football. Everybody's eligible. Boys, girls play. Hey, you can make a lot of things happen offense and defensively. Okay, the Broncos have informed the referee, Ed Santiago, that they are going to be punting. And right here you can see, Tom, they've kind of backed off. And what's the reason behind this?
Right. There is no rush on a punt and flag football. The offensive line will release as the kicker kicks the ball. Then everybody will go. There they go on the release. Looks like a poor kick.
Well, when Demetrius stopped out, we talked about the kicking game, and the Broncos do have a concern because both times it's been shanked, and this time it was no exception. The Raiders will take over the ball. There's no score. It's first down, play number 12, so there'll be 3 plays left in this quarter.
Good field position here for the Raiders. I'd look for something deep here right off the bat.
Okay, we look at Brandon Calhoun at quarterback, takes the snap, looks to the outside, nearly picked off. Had it in his hands, oh my, Demetrius. We've seen him do it with some speed on offense, but right there you can see the big smile. Almost had it.
Demetrius is another veteran 5-year player in the zone house leagues. Saw that one coming.
Second down, play 13. Lined up, double receivers to the right. They're going to run to the left. You can see here, he cuts across the middle. He's going for a big run. It could be touchdown, Raiders. The Raiders hit the dirt first. Brandon Calhoun just ran for 38 yards as the Raiders scored quickly on the ground.
Brendan Calhoun, 13-year-old, another big kid, 5'6", 135 pounds, showed good speed and some good moves, eluding them tacklers to get into the end zone.
Again, Tom, we talk about the cold, but missed tackles. when you're cutting across the middle, somebody had to miss some tackles for that to happen.
There was about 3 or 4 missed tackles on that play.
You can see there was a good job by the Broncos defense. And again, on the extra points, Tom, how does it actually work? Can you explain it?
Well, in flag football, we've got the option by the team that scores of going for 1 point, 2 points, or 3 points. 1 point passing the ball into the end zone, 2 for running it in from the 2.5-yard line, or putting that ball on the 10 and scoring either by a run or a pass to get 3 points. It would be up to the offensive team to decide what they want to do prior to the snap.
Okay, well, we're at play number 14. Play number 14 will be the kickoff. And again, on the rules of flag football, Tom, how is the kickoff determined?
Okay, this kickoff will be the last play of the quarter if the ball stays in bounds and is returned. If the ball goes out of bounds, the receiving team will have a choice of taking the ball at midfield or where it went out of bounds, and then play will continue.
Well, we saw the Raiders scoring Brandon Calhoun. He's had 2 carries and 44 yards and scores the first touchdown here today to give the Raiders the lead, 6-0. Okay, this time the Raiders get a good kick from number 7, Darrell Murphy, and there it is, Demetrius.
Oh, he could be gone.
There's a flag on the play here at midfield, and again they're going to go to the officials, and we'll get a chance hopefully to see it here on replay. But Tom, we've been talking about his quickness so far in this ball game.
That was about a 58-yard kickoff return there for a touchdown. If the play holds up, we'll have to see what this penalty flag is.
Okay, right now the official Edwin Santiago is saying that the touchdown will stand, and eventually we'll get the ruling on what is going on. There he is, Demetrius Blackwell, number 10, just ran back a kickoff for 44 yards. And we talked about he's an 8th grader from Wilbur Wright, merit roll, citizenship. He has the academics as well as the athletic, and you can't do anything unless you have the first one, which is academics. See the Broncos line up. Got a tie ball game. Broncos 6, Raiders 6, extra point.
Let's see if they run that option to Demetrius Blackwell, going for the 2 points possibly.
Nagy on the line. They're going to try to run it up the middle. And again, it was Amanda McFoy that came up big for the Raiders and denied him. Well, that's the end of the first quarter as the Raiders and the Broncos are tied at 6. Well, stay with us. Before we go to the second quarter, we're going to go over to Desiree and meet our sponsors of tonight's event.
With me, I have our sponsors for today representing the Cleveland Bar Association. I have Mr. Ezio Listati and Mr. John Liburn. I'm going to start with John first. Can you give us an understanding of what segment of law do the two of you lawyers represent from the Bar Association?
Well, Ezio and I are both practicing litigation. That's what we specialize in.
Okay. And why did the Bar Association get involved with the recreation program? I understand this is your first year as a sponsor.
Well, Desiree, for a long time, the Cleveland Bar Association and the Young Lawyers Division has had a history with working for community projects and community service, beginning with the school visitation project. Our primary purpose is to get young lawyers involved with the community, to get them involved in those types of projects to promote service and well-being within the community.
Okay, well, thank you. And Mr. Listati, what other programs have you been involved with within the community?
As John mentioned before, we've been involved with the school visitation project in the past, in which an attorney, a police officer, and someone from the juvenile justice program, went to high schools and some grade schools and spent a day with the students talking about various legal issues. This year that program is not being undertaken, and in its place we've established the Cleveland Education Initiative, and the Cleveland Education Initiative is going to be a similar program in which an attorney, a law student, and some other legal professionals are going to be going to the schools twice a week to deal with students and talk about legal topics. Okay. There are various other programs we've been involved in. We've been involved with Habitat for Humanity. We've been involved with soup kitchens at St. Augustine's Hunger Center. Okay. And those are the types of programs we're looking to get involved in, and this just fit into our profile of programs.
Well, we're at a truly benefit here to have you here today in this cold weather and being our first-year sponsors, and we truly appreciate that, and we look forward to a long-lasting partnership with you, hopefully in the future, and thank you again for coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you. We look forward to it also.
Thank you. We're going to go back to Tim and Tom for more flag football.
Okay, we're back at Brookside Park, and we've just started the second quarter of play, and my announcer coming back on the scene is Adam Mendoza. Welcome back, Adam.
Thank you very much, Tim. And the Raiders in black with the football. Yang is looking to the right, running. He's got an opening towards the sideline, and he's finally brought down at about the 35-yard line. A nice bit of running there as Vang getting the snap, going to the outside, picking up about 5 yards on the play.
Yeah, you look at Con Vang, seventh grader out of Gallagher, leading scorer, and you could see that there is some definite quickness with this player, Adam.
Very much so, and in this game, quickness is the key, because if you can make a great cut, that'll give you the opportunity not to get tagged down. Second down for the Raiders. Brandon Calhoun, the quarterback, looking to throw. Looks, fires up the middle. Kang in and out of the hands. Good pass there, just right through the hands.
You know, Adam, we've been talked earlier about the weather, and is the weather going to play a role? This is game one, and we've got two more exciting ones following this one. How much will it play a role in the passing game?
They just better make sure they have their gotchis on, and that ball's going to feel rock hard later on as Calhoun runs to the right side, goes outside, and is brought down just before the 20, about the 21. And that's the thing, with the wind and the cold, that ball is going to feel rock hard. It's like take a stone, throw it in your hands with no protection. That is how it will feel. And with Brandon Calhoun, he has been firing BBs in this ball game, and the receivers better be well prepared to catch that football. So it's a fourth down and short situation for the Raiders. They need about 2 yards for the first down. There you see they come up and approach the line at center. Nick Ramos, big kid up there, putting up some of the blocking. Vang will be in the backfield as the quarterback on this play. He's looking to his left, looks, he's gonna go for the first down. The flag is down. He's not gonna get the first down as a flag is thrown in the backfield. Can Vang looking to run behind the big wall to the near side of the field, and nothing do it as the Broncos defense comes up with the big play.
And we'll take a look at it here. We talked about his speed, and the Broncos said they had to put pressure on Vang. This is the first sack for the Broncos. And you can see right there, Adam, they cannot let him get outside, otherwise it could be gone for a touchdown. Con Vang.
Ryan Smothers making the stop.
First down.
Oh, we had a holding on the offense. That's going to be refused, and now it is the Broncos taking over. They will have a first down situation there. We were talking about Brian Smothers, an 8th grader out of Mount Carmel, making the play. And an important tackle to stop that drive. Joe Nagy, the quarterback. He'll have 2 receivers to the near side of the field. Now calling for one of them to move, and that's Demetrius Blackwell. He's in motion to the far side. Long count. Nagy looking to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. Looks again. He's going to go cross field, and he's got his man open. That is Blackwell, and
Okay, what they've done here, Adam, is number 10 had the flags actually fall off. So what happens is And these rules says it's an incomplete pass. It's like he's not an eligible player. You have to have the flags on.
Mama always said, tighten up that belt buckle. You wouldn't have that problem. You lose your flags, you lose your drawers the next time. So it forces a second down situation now for the Broncos. And that was really a nice pass by Nagy because he went to the near side of the field and threw across the field, and that takes a lot of arm strength from the young man. Nagy looking to throw again. He's running up the middle. He has on a running room at the 40. He's got some wide open one man to beat. He beats him at the 20. Another one, and he's down at the 18-yard line. A great run by Joe Nagy, who went up the middle of the field and was just outrunning the defenders. But the tackle made by number 7, that is Darrell Murphy.
Adam, Tom had told us speed, explosiveness, and right here you see Nagy get to the outside. He just basically outruns the defense. Right here you can see there's a missed tackle, but give Darrell Murphy credit. He didn't give up, and he comes up and makes a game-saving touchdown tackle.
The defensive back coming in and making the stop. A first down and goal to go for the Broncos. Nagy looking, heavy rush, breaks away from one tackle, is to the far sideline and down at about the 13-yard line, a pickup of about 4 yards on the play. And that time you look at the defense by the Raiders, and really that was a coverage. The coverage of the receivers forced Nagy to run the football to the outside. 9th play of the quarter. Second down, give them about 12 yards before they need to hit pay dirt. And then there you see Nagy coming over, talking with his coaching staff. Mr. Nagy, an 8th grader from Gallagher. He's thrown 12 touchdowns so far, 3rd in scoring, 75 points. Looks to the far side, now goes up the middle, in and out of the hands of his receiver. And the receiver that time was number 5. That was Brian Smothers. Joe Nagy so far, 5 carries, 49 yards on the ground. A big chunk of it was a couple of plays ago, Tim.
Adam, this Nagy kid has really impressed me. He's a leader out here. You see how he takes charge. He knows what he wants to do, and he gets everyone involved on the offense.
2 receivers to the near side. Nagy getting the run. He's going to run to the near side, cuts to the outside, and bang, puts him down. Good tackle there, an open field tackle by Con Vang. And in our sheets, Vang, quick, smart, and athletic. That time really smart and going with the play. As timeout is called by the Broncos.
Well, again, Adam, when we look at the game here today, the Broncos and the Raiders, you can see right now that these teams have some athletic ability. And we've been talking about their play and talking about really the program. Right now, let's go into the huddle and hear what Gene has to say.
If I tell you what, next time that you come in like that, let them double team you, you come in and back of him, around him, so you can get in. Okay, I need you to come in too. You're going to be on the opposite side. Everybody else is in the backfield. They should never get past the line of scrimmage.
Okay, you can see Coach McKenzie talking to his team about the defensive pass rush. If they're double teaming, one guy's got to circle around, and let's see if it works right here, because that was one of the keys. He says we have to put pressure on Nagy.
2 receivers to the near side of the field. Nagy getting the snap, looking, the pitch, cuts to the outside, and he gets in as Demetrius Blackwell gets the touchdown with a little juke drive in the corner.
A great run by Demetrius Blackwell. We saw some speed earlier, but this time it's all athletic ability.
If you look at the play and how it's set up, great anticipation for the defense to come in. Nagy then just pitches it off at the last moment. That sucks the defense in. That gives Blackwell the corner to run for the touchdown.
And a nice block by number 3, Tim Clayton, sprung Blackwell and got him into the end zone.
Now the Broncos going for the extra point. Nagy, the quarterback, getting his team set up. There you see our shot from our end zone camera. Watching the defense and the offense set up. Blackwell's 2nd touchdown run of the game. Nagy looking from set. looks to the right, looks to the far side, bangs up inside, and he is brought down. And making the tackle for the Raiders is Tony Caldwell to stop on the extra point attempt.
You can see there that was one time that the defensive line actually crisscrossed a little bit and the Broncos weren't able to pick up the rush, and that time Tony Caldwell picks up the second sack for the Raiders here in the first half. And I know that one of the keys that Gene McKenzie said was we have to put pressure on Nagy, and at halftime we'll be able to look at some of the stats and see actually how many sacks each team has. And because we can see right now that Brandon Calhoun and Joe Nagy both are outstanding quarterbacks.
Yes, they are. They have both been able to run the football. They've been able to really throw the football as well. As you see a shot of Brookside Park, overcast skies, cool, windy. It is October. It is football weather. Yes, there is some football in Cleveland.
Hey, listen, we are proud of this city, and we know that we're going to have a team coming here very shortly that I'm sure that we're all going to be proud of.
Vang gets the kickoff. He's waiting for some blocks at midfield, looks, picks his holes. Now he's going to cut back up the middle, still on his feet, and he finally is brought down at about the 35-yard line. And that time you looked at what he did. He waited for his blockers to go upfield, then he started picking his holes.
You know, and realistically, when we talked to both these coaches, you know, they had said, hey, listen, the team that really plays together is probably the team to win, because both teams have the quickness, both teams have outstanding athletic ability, and you saw early in the ball game the speed, the athletic ability, and you can see that both teams have made up their mind that they're going to try to do this basically on the ground.
You're throwing the ball.
Let's get the latest in the huddle.
Banana in, and you're over the middle. Over the middle. He's deep. Deep.
Now let's go for him.
Huh? That is a Hail Mary. He's going to banana in and break out towards the flag.
Well, as you hear the coaches talking about, little work inside, try to get the defender inside of him and then go to the outside part of the field. Hopefully the pass will be connected. Brandon Calhoun, the quarterback. Ken Vang is out to the far side of the field. In the backfield, they will have Aaron Scott as the blocking back. Calhoun looking to throw. Heavy rush, flushed out of the pocket, dumps the little pass to one of his linemen. That one goes incomplete. Good rush out there by number 2. That is Evan Vang at 4'11". Going in there, going crazy.
Well, you'd never know by the way that these kids are playing out here that it would be that kind of a brisk of an evening, because they've given us a lot of excitement here in the first half, Adam.
Another timeout is called. Or that's a quarter break there. Got to get used to that again.
Right, we're back to that. Was the 14th play, and we're at halftime, where the Broncos, coming in here at 6-2, are leading the Raiders by a score of 12-6, and it could be maybe one of those Jack Yelway specials the way this game's going, Adam.
Could be, could be.
Hey, we're going to take a timeout, and when we come back, we're going to meet the center manager at Michael's Own and find out exactly what's happening there this winter. Okay, we'll go over to Desiree, who's with the center manager from Michael's Own, Tom Minotis. Desiree?
We're here with Tom Minotis, the center manager of Zone, watching his teams take the field, getting ready for the second half. Tom, it's cold out here. We're going into the winter schedule starting in January in the rec centers. What can the people in your community look forward to on your schedule?
We're looking back now to summertime, 86 degrees, where summertime may be over in the weather-wise, but getting into our pools for the winter season. Okay. With Luther Demery, our aquatics manager, you can go to any city pool, get that warm water, look for swimming lessons for the tots, the peewees, the youth, the adults, exercise classes, water polo, swim team, a number of indoor activities when you get that warm feeling that makes you think back to summertime.
That's a nice feeling. We know the kids are active out on the field and inside the gymnasium, so it's good for everyone to know that there are some activities inside the pool and all around. We're going to get ready to start the second half here. Any words of wisdom to your team out there, or your two teams out there?
Well, I've got two teams, so Arizona's going to win one of this game tonight.
Thanks for being with us, Tom. We're going to go back to the start of the second half.
Well, Adam, we saw that definite pool. I'm ready to go there now.
It's a little bit warmer there than it would be right now, as we are just about to start the third quarter of action here at Brookside Park. The Broncos in white, they are leading it 12-6, and the Raiders, they've met before against the Broncos, and the Raiders have won 30-24, and they're looking to regain that momentum as the ball is picked up and out of bounds, taken there by number 6, Omar Taylor. So the Broncos in white will start off on offense at about the 22-23 yard line. As we're just about taking a look at some of the numbers from the first half. Leading rusher for the Broncos, Joe Nagy, 6 carries for 51 yards. Demetrius Blackwell, 2 touchdown runs in the game. And for the Raiders, Brian Calhoun, 3 carries for 53 yards. First play of this third quarter. Broncos leading it 12-6. Nagy, the quarterback, looks, heavy rush up the middle, dumps that one to the center to Jamon Mims. He comes up, picks up, no, he's still on his feet at midfield, goes to the far side, and he's finally brought down at about the 37-yard line. Mims, the left guard, getting the dump pass and picking up, I would say a good 15, 17 yards on the play. Make it a first down for the Broncos. There you saw he missed the block. That was planned. And then he just started rumbling, tumbling, stumbling down the field.
There's a little bit of that Emmitt Smith. You can see here one missed tackle. And again, you can see Tim Clayton trying to give him a little hand from behind.
Second down, the pass from Nagy goes to his receiver. And that is picked up by number 5. Brian Smothers with the quick pickup, a pickup of about 3 to 4 yards on the pass play. There you see the quarterback, Joe Nagy, getting the play from his coach, talking to his receivers on the sideline. He's going to have to really get quick, and now they're going to put him, no. Boy, talk about getting the play. He is giving the receivers the play personally. Taking charge out there. In motion to the near side is Clayton. The pitch to Clayton. It's the double reverse and around. Blackwell has the ball. He cuts up the middle of the field, but Ken Vang coming up with the stop. A loss of about 4 yards on the play. The Raiders were not fooled on the double reverse.
Well, Lance had told us before the game, he says, listen, you're going to see some trick plays because we've got some speed. And you saw early in the ball game, when you look at the double reverse and the triple reverse, you have to have them over pursue. And that time the Raiders kind of knew something was up, so it wasn't a full charge effort. They were there to make the big play.
Now we'll have a little switch. Blackwell will be the quarterback. Clayton, the receiver, to the near side. Omar Taylor split wide right. Blackwell looking to throw. Fires. The ball is caught. Nice catch there by Omar Taylor on the near side of the field at about the 25-yard line, as Demetrius Blackwell just fired a BB to his receiver.
Again, we look at it here, right here on replay, and you can see Omar Taylor, great hands, gets to the outside, and picks up a nice play for the Broncos.
Nice quarterback tandem that the Broncos have, Nagy and Demetrius Blackwell. Blackwell will be the quarterback. They'll have Nagy split wide out to the right, as well as Omar Taylor. Blackwell looking, heavy rush, a little bit flushed out of the pocket, looks, fires the ball. The pass is caught once again by Omar Taylor. He's got the first down. And he's brought down with the tackle by Darrell Murphy.
You know, one of the things, Adam, that's really impressed me, with all the razzle-dazzle and all the quickness, I think we've had one penalty called the entire game. And you can see that they have really come out here organized and know exactly what they're going to run and what they're going to do.
First down for the Broncos as they march towards pay dirt. Nagy looking, fakes the pitch, goes to the outside part of the field, breaks one tackle, and finally brought down by Tim Clayton. Once make that Aaron Scott And that time when you have Nagy and Blackwell in the backfield, boy, that is a deadly combination because Nagy knows when to keep it and when to dump it.
And that time it was an excellent decision by Joe Nagy to hang on the football and pick up some big yardage for the Broncos.
7th play of the 3rd quarter, 12-6. The Broncos lead it over the Raiders. Nagy the quarterback. They'll have Blackwell split wide right. Taylor to the near side, along with Tim Clayton. Long count, now in motion. The pitch goes to Blackwell. He's going to look. He rushes to the outside part of the field, and his flag goes down once again. That's not going to be a touchdown because the belt fell off, and he goes down.
So again, in that case, where he was running with the ball and the belt actually came off, where it actually came off is where they're going to place the football.
And actually, that was a very good call by the coaching staff there, because they used a little option and then they sent Nagy out as a receiver, which forces the defense to really try to read what type of play you're going to have.
Well, we saw Demetrius Blackwell come over and actually get another flag.
Timeout is called by the Broncos. They have the lead 12-6 as really they moved the football so far in this drive very well, Tim. Actually moving the ball, mixing it up with the pass and the run. And I really am impressed by Demetrius Blackwell and Joe Nagy, as well as Omar Taylor. He has got some nice hands. The kid coming out of the slot position to catch the football. He's got some nice hands, making some great moves and catching the football.
And you can see there Lance Knight, again, does an outstanding job at Michael's zone. And we've talked about a lot of the flag football action here, but, you know, when you mentioned Omar Taylor, we looked at the information that was passed on to us. We've talked about really the whole person, not just the sports part. And when you see English award, most improved student, that is probably better than any athletic award that you can get, because academically that's something that you're going to carry on the rest of your life.
Athletics can only take you so far, but good schooling and a good attitude towards life, that takes you a lot farther. Nagy pitches it off to Blackwell, who is in motion, looks, fires, and just short, or are they going to call it a catch? And it looks like they're going to call it a catch at the 1.
Well, Adam,
wow,
that's probably our first play that we're going to probably take a look at it at home, and you make the decision. Was it or wasn't it? Nagy flips to Demetrius. Blackwell steps and throws. Is it? Ah, Adam.
Referee blew that one. The pitch goes out to Blackwell to the far side, and he's down. Good defensive stand once again by the Raiders. That time the ball on the replay, it clearly showed that the ball hit the ground out of his hands. But the receiver there, here you look at it, the receiver, it drops beforehand, and the receiver quickly scoops it up. And the player right there shielding the referee from making the proper call.
Right, and that's where the outside official on this side has to help out.
I'm not getting on the referee's case. You know me.
Well, Adam, I know that you are very trustworthy when it comes to the officials. But give the Raiders credit. Big play. They made a big stand. They take over the ball. First down.
Nick Ramos making the stop, and that turns the ball over to the Raiders. They've got a long way to go. Bang looking to throw. Going back, looks, fires. He gets the pass off, but overthrows his receiver, Brandon Calhoun, who had 53 yards rushing in the first half of action. Can Vang throwing the football a couple of times. And one thing that the Raiders have not been able to do in this game so far has been complete a pass for any amount of yardage. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ledger, the Broncos have completed a few passes for about 7 yards. That was going into the first half. Second down and long situation now for the Raiders in black. Vang is the quarterback. He's going to look for a couple of receivers. Looking, now he's going to run. He's got some open room. He has a block towards the near side of the field, cuts to the line, and is finally brought down. And in on the stop is Demetrius Blackwell as Vang runs for about, well, let's see what the spot is. Will he have the first down? Yes, he will have the first down, so he rushes for about 19 yards.
Well, you see it right here at home. He's going to juke step to the outside, and he crosses across the field. He's looking for help. You can see here, pick him up. He gets to the outside, and right there they make a great play by Demetrius Blackwell.
Vang once again running to the far side, picking about 5 yards on the play. Making the stop is Bessemer Taylor.
Again, you're looking at Con Vang, a 7th grader, merit roll student at Gallagher Junior High. He's been doing it here on the field, but he also has been doing it in his classroom over at Gallagher. And congratulations, Con, and a nice job, well done.
13th play of the quarter.
And we've been talking about both teams, and Lance Knight told us before the game, low scoring. Here's a #1 team in defense who's only given up an average of 9 points. Is it going to hold up? That's going to be something that we're going to find out very shortly.
So far, they've given up 6 points in the game. Vang is going to air it out. He's got his receiver open, and the pass was deflected by Demetrius Blackwell, as the pass was intended for Darrell Murphy. A good defensive play by Demetrius Blackwell. He is playing both sides of the field very, very well.
You know, you always hear that coach tell us, you know, hey, listen, he's wherever the ball is, he always seems to be. And right now, Demetrius Blackwell not only has done it on offense, but on defense, we saw right there his ability to get back and cover a very fast receiver in Darrell Murphy.
There you see Demetrius Blackwell does it all for this Bronco team. 14th play of the quarter. Calhoun will be the quarterback. The young man looking to throw. Good blocking up front. Looks, and he dumps it off to his lineman, who runs out and picks up maybe a couple of yards on the play. And that time, Zach Elderman getting the dump pass. And it'll be 3rd down.
See, there's a penalty on the field. The officials are talking, so go to our official and find out what he has.
Hurdle, number 8 on the offense. Penalties refused. 4th down.
Okay, again, we saw the official call a hurdle, and for those that are at home, hurling is actually jumping if you have the ball. And the reason is the flags are on one certain level. If they're allowed to jump, the flag levels will change, and that's why hurling is not permitted in flag football. So we can see that ended the 3rd quarter of play with the Broncos leading. And right now we're going to go over to Desiree, because they've got one great program over at Michael Zone that everybody's talking about. Desiree?
With me right now, we've got Coach Smothers, one of the employees of Zone Recreation Center. Before we get started with the top program, briefly, you've been working for the city 6 years, but I don't think too many people know how many years you volunteered before you came on board as an employee.
I volunteered for 11 years at Michael Zone Recreation Center, and I've coached all the sports up there. Okay. And I enjoy and love working with the kids, so that's why I'm there.
Okay, well, good. It shows in the dedication of your heart and your spirit. Now, what type of activities do you have planned at Zone, or do you have already in progress for the toddlers program there?
Yeah, right now we have flag football going on at Michael Zone for the 4th, 7-year-old. About 2 or 3 more weeks we have flag football left, and we'll go right into soccer. It'll run by 8 to 10 weeks, and then after that we'll go right into basketball. And also this winter we have a dual program for the Pee-wees for the 4, 5, 7-year-olds. We're going to have a lot of interesting things for them to do. So everyone can call and get information. Call Michael Zone Recreation Center. Just ask for Coach.
Okay.
I'll get in the details.
Very quickly, the flag football toddler program, is it more competitive? Is it more fundamental?
It's more fundamental. We teach them more fundamentals. We're getting them ready to grow up when they get to 8, 7, 9 years old. Get ready for the flag football we have on now that we're having out here this evening.
Okay, well, congratulations for all the hard work. We see the toddlers there enjoying themselves and getting taught all the fundamentals. We're going to go back to the start of the 4th quarter here of the football game, and thanks for being with us.
All right, thank you, Desiree.
Okay.
Good to be here.
Back to Tim.
All right, thank you very much. 4th quarter of action, a 4th down situation for the Raiders. Calhoun needing to get a first down. They need to go to midfield. He's going to crank it up, and he fires it long to Vang, and he couldn't come up with it. Good defensive play there by the Broncos, and that turns the ball over. You know, that was some great video that I saw of the little kids getting involved in these programs. You know, it's amazing, you know, with my involvement with these broadcasts over the last couple of years, Tim, and how many programs are there for the kids in the city of Cleveland, the rec programs and the sports and all the other various activities. And it goes from, we've seen the teenagers to the little kids, really starting them young, getting them into an atmosphere to really a controlled playing type atmosphere.
Well, you know, just the other day I heard Mayor White talk about we build a lot of things in our city infrastructure-wise, but we can't do anything more greater than what we're doing for the youth. They're our future. They're the ones that are going to be really making the decisions down the road here, and we have tried to expand to reach everyone, from tots to seniors, from girls to boys. We want all Cleveland residents to be able to walk into a recreation center, know that it's a clean facility, know it's a safe facility, know it's something like a second home to come to, that they can go out and enjoy themselves, have fun. And at the same time, Adam, it's no longer just recreation, it's education. It's teaching them, making them aware of the social issues that are out there, and we feel if we can impact one child, we can make a big difference.
And that you can, and this is some of the rewards that come out as the pass is completed, and he breaks a tackle. That was Brian Smothers. And it's absolutely right, Tim. You know, you make a difference in one kid, that makes you feel good. That means you work just as hard for the next kid, and that's just a ripple effect and a domino effect. You just keep affecting kids more and more, that they come into the rec centers every day. There you see Smothers getting by, breaking a tackle. Second down situation for the Broncos. Demetrius Blackwell looking to throw. Looks, fires, man open, touchdown, Broncos. And that time, the pass is caught by Omar Taylor.
Well, we've been talking about him and the edge.
There you see the young man. We've shown his picture quite a number of times tonight. He has been doing a lot of things on this football field tonight. Going for the extra point. The Broncos leading it 18-6. They're set up, and they're going to put Blackwell in as the quarterback. Looks, breaks a couple of tackles, looks, has a man open, and the extra point is good. And making the catch, number 5, Brian Smothers, for 1 point. And that makes it now a 19-6 lead for the Broncos as they blow it wide open in this fourth quarter. Blackwell, 4 of 4 in the second half for 40 yards.
The offense, 10-yard penalty. Replay to down.
So they're going to replay the extra point. There you see the pass, firing on the back foot, throwing the ball, connecting to his receiver. And Tim, that is a very difficult pass because you are really throwing off balance.
And you can see he had to get it over the Raider defender to pick up the touchdown. Now we'll see here, they're going to go for the extra point again, Adam, on the penalty.
Blackwell, short snap, looking to, going to run to the outside, and he will not get it. So the score will remain 18-6. The Broncos leading. And Tim, you were talking about that defense of the Broncos holding teams to just 9 points, and they are still at it and holding this Raider team to 6 points. But you know what? I've seen a lot of sparkle come out of this Raider team, and I think Brandon Calhoun and Con Vang, they're due for a big gainer.
And one of the things that, you know, we're here in the fourth quarter at play number 5, and you think about it, they've played almost 50 plays, and we had not had 1 turnover. I think we've ended up with 3 penalties, and that's a credit to the people we're looking at right now. Gene McKenzie, Lanton, the recreation staff that has taken the time, not only in recreation, but education, and teaching them about sportsmanship, teaching them the fundamentals. You know, we heard from Coach Smothers. You know, affectionately they call him Coach, but he's really one of the guys that you look and you say, you know what? He took time out to give him some self-esteem, to teach him the game, and to make it fun. And when you can do that, then I say you're a successful recreation staff member.
Absolutely. A lot of the big key is fun. Those 3 letters. Short kick will be taken by Darrell Murphy. Cuts to the outside, down the sideline, spins a couple of times, finally brought down by Nagy. Just at about, say, the 35-yard line. There you see Darrell Murphy, 5'8", from Gallagher, an 8th grader. Citizenship Award, Physical Education Award.
Pretty impressive.
7 interceptions on defense. Let's see what he can do on offense. Vang will be the quarterback. Couple step drop. Looks, flushed out of the pocket. Looks again, heavy rush. Cuts to the near side of the field, has some room, and he goes. They're gonna say he is down very close to the goal line at about the 2-yard line. Give him a pickup of about 24 yards on the run.
Now we'll take a look at it here. Apparently they're saying he stepped out. We saw the flags on him. You at home tell us. Can't see it right there. Again, you're gonna see he looks like he's inbounds at him right here. Is he in? Well, right there you
Probably
see
there
there's
he gets
the
pushed
official.
out.
Yeah, you can see the official was right there, and you can see here's the little push, and right here's where he steps out. It's a good call by the official, Bill Myers.
Another run play. And they'll mark it at about the half-yard line. 2nd down situation, 8th play of the 4th quarter. And the Broncos lead it 18-6. The Raiders need to get on the board as the wind continues to whip here at Brookside Park. Tight formation, Vang looking. Tosses to the right side, has a man open, touchdown, but we've got a flag down. The pass caught by Brandon Calhoun. Let's wait and see what the call will be.
Well, the Broncos are the ones that have been getting the penalties. This will be the first penalty if it's on the Raiders, and the impression we're getting from number 8, Brandon Calhoun, they're going to call a hurdle.
10-yard penalty, repeat the down.
And they called it on Con Vang.
Well, they call the hurdle looking to be Edwin Moses, and in this game you really cannot do that. Timeout is called by the Raiders, and really that penalty hurts them, Tim, because if you look at it, they had a 2nd down at about the half-yard line. Now it is 3rd down from about 19 yards. That is a very costly penalty, and we've got 8 plays down in the books in this 4th quarter. There you see the Raiders.
And they're going to need to score quickly here, Adam, because they have to score. You know that the Broncos are going to take at least 4 of those plays, which puts us at play 12. They need to get in here, and they need to get in here on this play right now to have a chance. And I'm sure that Landis told his team, hey, we're defending the goal line. We're not playing defense. We want to keep them outside the goal line.
And there you see from our shot, Nagy is defending the goal line. They have Demetrius Blackwell to the near side defending back. Vang looking to throw. Running, cuts to the far side of the field, looking to pass. Now he's going to cut back in, doing a little Fran Tarkenton. Finally runs, he's got some open room, cuts to the outside, and he's brought down at about the 5-yard line. Demetrius Blackwell making the stop.
No, Adam, one of the things that's really impressed me about the Broncos defense, we really have not talked a lot about missed tackles from that team. I mean, you see them come up, they're making the plays, and the other thing that's impressive is they're playing together as a team.
Vang looking, heavy blocking up front, going to the near side of the field, looks, he rolls in, and he gets in, touchdown. Touchdown Raiders, and that 9-point defensive average, well, that just got blown out the window because now it is an 18-12 Bronco lead, and that was the 10th play of the quarter. Con Vang making the touchdown run. Now, let's see what they can do with the extra point.
Okay, now this will not count as a play. And for the viewers that are sitting at home thinking, okay, now we go to the onside kick. No, we can't. Flag football, no helmets, no gear, no protection. We don't want to pile on. So onside kicks are not legal in flag football.
Offsides, number 5 of the offense, 5-yard penalty.
Well, that's going to hurt. An offside call against the Raiders. That's going to push them back even more. So that'll make the extra point just a tad bit more difficult. There you see the horses up front. A big front line blocking for Con Vang. Calhoun split to the right side. Vang looking to throw. He's flushed out of the pocket. Stays behind the line of scrimmage. Flag is down. Brought down by number 2, Evan Vang.
Well, Adam, we're going to have to go to our stat crew pretty soon, and we've got to come up with two outstanding players. There'll be one selected for offense and one selected for defense, and we'll be presenting them with their awards immediately following this game. So I know, Adam,
Clipping
our
penalties
stat crew's got it
refused.
picked out for us.
Well, it was clipping against the Raiders, and that time the Broncos decided to refuse, and we'll get the kickoff underway. 10 plays down in the books in this fourth quarter, 18-12. Now, Tim, what the Raiders will have to do, they will have to come up with the turnover.
Well, this will be play 10 if the ball stays in bounds. Now, if I'm the Raiders and I'm thinking I want to kick it out of bounds because it can't count as a play, which means the Broncos would then start with play 10, 11, 12, 13 if they stop and gives the Raiders one play. But I'm sure that everybody's not thinking that far ahead. But it's been the Broncos defense that we've talked about, and the Raiders just went on the board again.
Calhoun, high end over end kick. Omar Taylor gets the pitch, looking for some blocks to the far side of the field. Breaks a tackle at the near side. Looking back, breaks one more, finally goes down and is brought down by number 9. That is Davis Aguilar. So now, 11 plays in the book, and the defense of the Raiders will have to come up with a very big play. They are in need of a turnover right now. Nagy, the quarterback for the Broncos. He's going to take the easy route, run up a couple, breaks a tackle left view at the 20, has one man to beat in the corner, and he does not beat Calhoun at about the 10-yard line. That one, they were just going to go run the play out, but he broke a couple of tackles and almost broke a big gainer for the touchdown. Timeout is called on the field by the Broncos. 12 plays in the books, Tim.
Well, right now we need turnovers, and that is something that has not happened. They've been, they're not going to put it in the air, are they, Adam?
No, you would. That would be like looking at the Eagles from about 15 years ago when Joe Pitarchik was told to hand off to Larry Zonka, and they fumbled the ball against the Giants in that ball game, and there the Eagles won a football game that way. This way you just keep it on the ground, hold it tight, and you will win this ball game.
And I'm sure that's what this timeout is keep it in. You know, one of the nice things is the viewers that are home are looking and saying, well, how do I get my kid involved? What is the fees? Folks, it's free. If you're liking what you're seeing, you need to call your recreation center today, because even though flag football has ended, there is a lot of things that happen, not just with sports, but with aquatics, with arts, with special social skill workshops. We're trying to do a lot more things for kids in your rec center, and there is no fee. So give your recreation center a call today and find out what's going on, and don't let them be couch potatoes. Get them out there and let them get involved.
On that last play, David Davis coming in, 4'3", running the show now, getting him in a little playing time. And boy, I don't think he can see the goal line because his front line is so big. Gets another run, picks up about a half yard. That marks it the 14th play.
Now you know, Adam, that Mr. Davis, 5th grader from Waverly, is going to tell his mom when he gets home, I ran like Emmitt Smith. Right up the middle, I had that power play, Mom.
And he probably will, and why not? Demetrius Blackwell in at quarterback, eludes a tackle, fires, the ball is caught, touchdown. And coming up with the touchdown catch, guess who? Omar Taylor. And I believe that is Taylor's 2nd touchdown of the ball game. So between Taylor and Demetrius Blackwell, they both have all the touchdowns. There you see the play by Demetrius Blackwell, getting out of the way of Calhoun, looking, steps, fires, throws the football, and a great catch there by Omar Taylor. And the final score, the Broncos 24, the Raiders 12, as that touchdown comes on the last play of this football game, as the Broncos win it 24-12, avenging a loss earlier to the Raiders 30-24.
Well, Adam, we're going to take a timeout, and when we come back, we're going to meet the outstanding players from today's Zone Championship game. And we have a very special presentation, as you are going to get to meet some very special people.
And welcome back to the 1996 Flag Football Michael Zone Junior Championship game. The Raiders and the Broncos winning it 24-12 over the Raiders here at Brookside Park. And we will now send it over to Desiree Powell, who has the players on offense and defensive players of the game.
Okay, we're here with the winning coach and the offensive and defensive winners of the game. First, I'm going to start with the coach, Mr. Lance Knight. He's an employee of the city of Cleveland who happened to be the winning coach for the Broncos this evening. What did you go into the game telling your kids so that they could come through with the victory tonight?
Well, I went to the game just telling them basically just to play hard, have fun, and pay attention, just basically have fun. That was practically it.
Okay, was there a key point in the game at any point where you really had to get their attention and get them focused, or was it basically all throughout the whole game?
They was pretty much focused throughout the whole game. Paid attention very well, did everything I said, executed. That's the best I could ask for. They gave it to me.
Okay, congratulations for the win.
Thank you.
Now we're going to go to the defensive winner here, Darrell Murphy, representing the Raiders. You had 7 solo tackles. What did you think of the game today? I know you came out on the other end, but there's a winner regardless. You're all from zone.
Well, I tried to do anything I could to stop the offense from scoring.
Okay, and what school do you go to?
Joseph Gallagher.
Joseph Gallagher. How long have you been playing for zone?
This is my 3rd year.
Your 3rd year? Well, congratulations. Thank you for your award. And with him, we have the Broncos, Demetrius Blackwell. He had 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns. He was 5 for 5 in passing, and he rushed 5 times for a total of 25 yards. You were a busy young man. Congratulations.
Thanks, man. I just try to do whatever it takes to win the game.
Oh, well, you did an awful lot. Was there any time out there on the field that you and your team had to get together and talk to each other to stay in the game?
Yeah, a couple of times they was by the end zone, and we just wanted to stop them. Okay. That's all I got. That's it.
Well, what school do you go to?
Wilbur Wright.
Wilbur Wright. Well, congratulations to both of you. Congratulations to the coach. Congratulations to Zone. And we're going to go back to Tim for the recap of the game.
Thanks, Desiree. It's been one great game. It was the Zone Championship, and they gave us a great show, Adam, a lot of excitement.
Yes, 24-12 the final score as the Broncos defeat the Raiders in this ball game. And Tim, let me tell you, we saw some great athletes out there. You saw 2 of them, Darrell Murphy and Demetrius Blackwell. They have just done an outstanding job both on offense and defense, but really all the kids on both sides of the team have done a great job in this game, and that's the thing. All the kids get in to play. A lot of fun is being had in this, and this is the rewards of having a fine season in the recreation department, final games broadcast on TV, having a good old-fashioned time.
Well, we've talked about some great athletes, and coming up next, stay with us because you're going to meet some city champions that are going to represent our All-American city in a big competition.
That's right. It's the punt, pass, and kick competition. We'll have that coming up.
We hope you enjoyed today's game. Make sure you head over to our YouTube channel, TV20 Cleveland, and subscribe to get the latest videos. I'm Christian Patterson. Thanks for watching TV20 Classic Sports.